Hello everyone, welcome back to Aloha Creations, and this is Aloha. How are you guys today? I'm feeling very excited about this new creation that I've been working so hard on. The backstory of this journal is a story of a forbidden love between Qing Shan and Ru Shi between the late 1800s and early 1900s. So Ru Shi is the daughter of an Imperial Representative. Her father, Len Wei, travels around the world, and each return home, he brings back a postcard of the places he has been. Ru Shi loves to draw and paint. She is an artist and enjoys reading. She is brought up to one day be married to a prominent family. But she meets Qing Shan, a local farm boy, where they secretly wrote letters to one another, until one day Ru Shi and Qing Shan would eventually elope, and she leaves her lavish world behind to be with the love of her life. She brings with her a treasure box to remember the world she had once lived and of her loving father. So that is the backstory, guys. Use your imagination. This is the pouch that I made. Last minute decision, as always. Why I do that, I have no idea. This is a Chinese silk that I received from Dina, and this is actually a coaster from China. So let's open the pouch. So I'm going to show you guys the journal first. This is a butterfly that matches this cover, and it's just for decorative purposes. I have this beautiful ribbon that ties that together. You guys, I love how this book turned out. I've never made anything like this, and I love how I thought of this idea, and it's because to kind of match with the box as well. I did try to distress the fabric as well. Oh my gosh, the feel of this silk fabric, it's just amazing. Thank you Maud for this. Okay, I'm gonna do the flip through really quickly now. So this is Ru Shi, and this is a wax seal. It's a top flip out, and this is a vintage postcard from Edinburgh that her father gave her. A little bit of collaging that I did here. Oh, you guys, always start at the right and then just wind like an 8. This is a vintage wallpaper. Asian and Chinese bills and stamps. This painting was from a book. So this would be her father. He takes pictures and with his clients, and I got this photo from a book, and I backed it with a file folder and just really distressed it to make it look aged. I love this collection of postcards from China. It is vintage. I didn't even know I had this. So this is the inside of a palace in China. So there you go. Just so lovely there. These are tea dyed mixed with coffee dyed paper. This is from a vintage children's book, a story about the nightingale, and it is a Chinese story. Oh, you guys, this little delicate envelope and paper, it is so delicate. It seems like really thin papyrus, and it's vintage, and you know, it's such a really nice image. And this is one of those really thin tissue paper. This is from China. That was really crazy gluing that on there. Just blank pages. You know how I like blank pages, guys. A Chinese envelope, and I just decorated it a little bit more. This is from a Chinese nursery rhyme book that has all these stories there. So cute. The images are so cute. And a Chinese book page. This paper behind here is the vintage wallpaper, and just some, fabric. This is a vintage page from a book of different, dresses from all over the world, and this page here is of Asia. And this is from a Chinese book, and it was a painting. And I made this into a pocket. And here is a postcard that I got from my mom. And this charm is, I put an eyelet because, it's heavy, so I just reinforced it. And this is actually a Chinese town. Oh, I can't remember now, but it was from a book that I have. I included this postcard. I figured, these items would have been found by a family member. I'm thinking her great-great-great-granddaughter, and I was imagining that this was her and what she would look like. A little bit of collaging. This is one of my favorite pages. This is just a little slip, and I've altered the Chinese envelopes. And that's a wax seal. And this is a flip out. I also included this Chinese charm here on this book page marker that I attached. So I love this charm. The Nightingale story. This is from the Heritage Family Tree book that I have that is vintage. And I also love this page. I have this little bookmark, but you could write on it. You could write on the back. I love that image, by the way. This is a Chinese greeting card that I made into, a mini little notebook. And I also included a Chinese painting in there. And this is from a page book. And it isn't attached, so it's just bound by this rope here. So you guys can, change it however you like. I backed it with the tea dye paper, so you could write on the back as well. I'm gonna put that aside. Bead embellishment. So I made this floating pocket, and here's another painting from the book. And another painting, which I backed again with lined paper. Well, with the family tree vintage paper. This is another postcard that she received from her father. And this is a pocket, another painting of a flower. I didn't cut this up, or I didn't back this up because I also like the back. And this is kind of like a secret tuck. And it's flips out, like opens up like this, and you could write little secrets in there. And it's, there you go. And this is from a vintage sewing book, and I cut out the pages where it's, you know, Chinese clothing and embroidery and such, and they had beautiful images, and like this one, which I just backed with some file folder, and then I put this cheesecloth just to make it seem like it's an actual fabric, but not really. This is backed it with coffee dyed paper, you know, journaling cards. I love journaling cards, by the way. And this paper, this is like velvety, and it's such a great, nice feel to the, you know, to the touch. It feels really good. And this is a really old page from a book that I have, and or it could have been a magazine. Oh my gosh, can't remember. But it's a Chinese story, and you know. So again, Ru Shi, she loves nature and flowers and birds and, you know, crocheting. This is from that same you know, sewing book, and this was one of the images. It's so lovely. Back that one with a file folder. This one, I was so undecisive. I didn't know which back was better because they're both Asian. And this little kind of corner tuck, I cut out circles, images from a Chinese painting book. I cut the circles out, and then I cut them in half, and then I just overlapped them and made this little top corner pocket. And these are images from the book. Another beautiful image, painting, and I just backed it with the paper. You can journal in it. Or put a photo, whatever would you guys prefer. This is vintage stationery paper. I collected them, and this one's Chinese. And this one here, guys, okay, I'm gonna show you first. This is an old painting in the 60s. I acquired this set, and they were just all paintings, and I included one of them because, you know, Qing Shan, he was a farmer and worked at the rice fields, and this is what I had imagined he would be doing. And then I made, to obviously fit it in this journal, I had to size it, and I couldn't just tear the picture apart, so I just made pockets. This is just a little tuck here. And this is another beautiful image, painting, which I backed also with coffee dyed paper. And then this one is very similar, but this one is just a top tuck. Another beautiful painting. I love this one because of the dragonfly. Backed it with file folder, and this is kind of that, you know, special tuck her father would have worked. This is the imperial family, or you know, the emperor, and he would have been one of those designated special representative of the emperor. then this flips out. Guys, these images that I cut out are, it says ex libris, and they're all Chinese. I guess these are like book covers or something like that. But they're really beautiful. Like, look at it. So they're just fussy cut out. They're not backed into anything, so you could do however you please. And then I included something again, which was probably her dressed up, very, very fine clothing, traditional Chinese clothing. And then, so with that being traditional, she also draws, and she does like a self-portrait. And this is what she would have drawn. You know, and this is kind of a, you know, secretly tucked away because that wouldn't have been appropriate, I guess, with her, you know, title and who she is. So that's tucked away there in this cabinet door fold out. Just a little bit of embellishing and collaging, and that represents kind of like a little secret spot of her journal. So that's why that's that way. And there you have it, guys. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful journal. So now, you guys, for the treasure box. So she runs away with Qing Shan, and this is what she brings with her, is her treasure box. And this was given to her by her father, and this would have been her when she was a younger child. And you guys, such, well, as you can imagine. But anyway, the closure ended up becoming this way. I mean, this is just how it has to work, and that's what I figured. And these are just string that I wrapped around here so that it can be easily removable in these eyelets. So again, this is removable, so very easily. There you go. How's that? Can I do it this way? Whoopsies. Knocking over the... Is that okay? All right, so this is her treasure box. And inside are her letters, her love letters from Qing Shan, and her little memorabilias and little keepsakes that she would keep here. And this is, you know, her treasure. So where to start? So here's a little fold out that I made, and it opens up like this. And these are windows, and you know, these ladies would have been like her family members or sisters, I would imagine. And you know, she had to have something of a memory from them to remind her of her family. Was probably, you know, her father, just imagining it. And that's a pressed flower, you guys. This one here. There you go. Quickly. Okay. Here's another envelope that I made. I made this kind of a slip. then these are three, like, these are like money envelopes in Chinese. And, you know, I've just altered the envelope and decorated it just a little bit more. These are the vintage wallpaper. And look at what's inside here, guys. I found this little, I don't know what you call it. It could be a bookmark, a book page marker. But, you know, it has a little bit of a, it says, "May peace prevail on earth." And this one here side is just more book pages from the family tree book. And this is a book page that are inside here with Chinese characters. And this is from the auction magazine of China's bills and stamps. And this was one of the envelopes that I just, you know, altered and fussy cut out and backed with the coffee dyed paper, because there's the Chinese stamp. This is a copy. And I just put a, what do you call this? Of course, my brain's not working. So inside is bills, money from that time period, early 1900s. And, you know, this is something that she would have been collecting because she was planning, her and Qing Shan were planning to elope. And she would have been saving money. So that's part of that. This was from her grandmother that she had received as a gift. And I just put this tassel there. And this is really, really thin bamboo or piece of, it is wood, but really, really thin. And this is a fan, and it works, you guys. So very, very, very nice. And this little scroll is written, handwritten actually, and it is, you know, it's "Bless my family," and that's what that is. And it's written in a traditional way with a brush and dipped in ink. So that's very nice. And to bless her journey, bless her new life with Qing Shan. So that would have been really, really important. This is a mini envelope that I made and did some collaging. This is a little fan pin which goes really, a clip. Goes really well there, you guys. It's so cute. Again, some little things in here. Photographs of her father and a little bit of money. And this was, again, I cut up this certain money because of the time period. Oh, there's more. Okay, see? All right. Okay. And then this envelope I sewed together and hung this little charm of a little pig. It's one of the animals from the Chinese calendar. So, and then I got this from a piece of clothing. And again, this one is of her. This is Qing Shan, and this is Ru Shi, and this is the children. And this obviously is already way the future, and she had kept it in this envelope. This one here would have been just a photo of Qing Shan and some of the friends that helped them throughout their, you know, their eloping, I would imagine. This little stamp here is actually this little piece. It's a Chinese chess piece from a game, obviously. And I tried my, I don't know, I figured, let's see if it could stamp. And I tried it in a dip and red ink, and it looked like it worked. So that's really cool how that worked out. Anyway, this just buttons up back like that, and this is the back. Again, these little pieces, these game pieces, vintage pieces, you guys can keep that. And this is also part of her mother. Her mother sewed and crocheted and embroidered, and this would have been something she used. And this inside here, guys, this is vintage, and there's some sewing stuff in here. And this one opens up. Oh, I can't do it right now. Ugh. But there's pins in there and things, and this was a thimble. Really cute. I just added this, I made this charm to add there. And then this little box I made, and this houses her collection of pressed flowers. Let me just go circle. And there we go, guys. And I'll put that there. And this is a collection of watercolor paintings that her father, I would imagine, sent her, and I just put a wax seal there, and I made this case or holder, and you guys will get a whole bunch of these watercolor cards, mini cards, from all over the world. Okay, there's Germany, Italy, California, England, Greece, Switzerland, British Columbia, where I am, and then there's Scotland. Here's a fold out. I just came up with this real quickly. I wish I could have done a better job, but because this is already made, I just try to incorporate the hardware. And guys, these are antique postcards. Oh, I don't know where this one is. And this looks like Spain, Siena, Italy. I'm not sure, but that was also part of her father giving her the postcards. And then this little case or container or box or whatever you want to call it holds a special tea set, and this would have been passed on from her great-grandmother, I mean throughout her family. The women in her family passed this to her, and in reality this was mine. And I bought this years ago during my travel to Victoria in Chinatown. And I bought this little set because I loved it. I kept this, and now it will be yours. And it houses here, and it's very special. I found this little kind of a paper mache or hand painted gold. I really love how this looks. And it houses there really perfectly. I found that at the thrift shop. And then, sorry guys, there's so many. And then this, I just hung this little key, and this little pouch houses two little mini notebooks that I made. And this is made from a greeting card. And that's, of course, Happy New Year. And then I made a pocket, and this is money. And again, these pages are actually removable. So this is just flips out. You could write and journal in there. And this is a pocket. And I left that blank because you could journal in here. Something to take with you real quickly if you wanted to do that. And again, this was made from a greeting card. But I managed to cut this out, make a window, and that was the image in the front, actually. There you go. And again, this is removable. Look at this vintage wallpaper. This is also vintage wallpaper. Okay, this one, let's go for this one. This is, I made this from a painting, and this is a temple in Macau, a postcard that I received. And you guys, this is from a book, a vintage book. It's like, again, from that sewing book. And this is the actual clothing of the Empress and the Emperor. And it, I didn't want to cut it up. I wanted to, and then look at the back. And it has the story behind the clothing. Oh, okay. So, and then this one, you guys, I found this really cool paper. It wraps newspapers and magazines or something like that. It's vintage, but I did wrap. I used it for what it is. I wrapped this newspaper clipping from the book that I have, a historical book that I have, and it's just things about, you know, China and the community in China, and just things about like Chinese New Year. And this is from 1962. So I separated them because I figured those are really neat paper. Like, this is such a neat paper. I love it. And then this, guys. Oh, by the way, look at this. This is also part of that silk fabric collection that was given to me. It's so beautiful to just the feel and to the touch. This is a pin that I found at the thrift shop, and this is something dear to Ru Shi, because Ru Shi kept Qing Shan and her's wedding clothes, their outfits, and it's housed inside here. And this is that strip, the same strip of fabric that I used in the bag. So it just opens up, you guys. You know, this is just a miniature, obviously, but it's a woman and a male. And actually, this is wine bottle covers, if you really want to know what it is. So, but I really loved how I incorporated it here, because it just ties together their love story, that in the end, they did have that happily ever after ending, and they stayed together many, many years to come. They had their children, and it was just a happy story. Even though it was forbidden, I would imagine that eventually, in the end, she was accepted. Her family was accepted in the end. So that's what I wanted to imagine happened to her. But there you go, you guys. I needed some kind of a storyline to just put things together. I love concept journals, but you know, as you all know, it is quite takes a lot of time, and but I love that. I love how everything came together, and everybody who was part of this, making this book. Tanya, thank you so much. Dina, Maud, thank you so much, you guys. This will be up for sale, and it is a set, and I will post it on my IG. And if you guys are interested in purchase details, please just message me, direct message me on my IG, which I will link down below in the description box. So thank you so much, everyone. I hope you guys love this as much as I love it. I love this so much. Thank you so much, you guys. Have a great day. Please get inspired, and you guys keep safe. Bye for now.